Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Tamer and welcome back to another episode of iTalk Tech. So in this video, I'll be showing you a couple of tips and tricks as well as some hidden features in the new Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge devices. So before I go in and start talking to you about some of these tips and tricks, make sure you guys go click the link down below. It's going to take you over to a course website where you can learn how to code websites and online games without having to know how to code before. So go ahead and check it out. It's a really fun course. But let's go ahead and dive right into this tips and tricks. So the first thing I'm going to go over is exclusive to the Galaxy S7 Edge, and it's one of the main features of having the Edge panel. Now, as you can see on the side, there's a little tab that we can pull out from here, and it's going to access our Edge panels. Now, we have a couple of different panels over here. We have Apps Edge, and if we swipe to the right, we get Tasks Edge. If we swipe again, we get People Edge, and we get Yahoo News if we swipe again, and we get Weather. Now, this allows for a little bit of a customization. So with Apps Edge, we can customize which applications we want to show up over here. Basically allow us to get a quicker access to some of our most desired applications. Now the next one over is Task Edge, and this is basically shortcuts to some of your most daily done actions. For example, taking a selfie, composing a message, viewing bookmarks, creating an event. You can even add to this, and they have quite a little bit in here. So they have alarms, they have contacts, emails, looking at your pictures, opening up a new tab, making a call. So this should make it really easy to just do a couple of quick things on the go. So if we swipe over to the next screen, we get People Edge, and this is where you can store and save some of your most frequently contacted people. And now this person, Aman, is added into the contacts under People Edge, and now I have quick access to getting his contact and being able to contact him just by swiping and accessing People Edge. And now I have the option of whether I want to call or message Aman. As you can see over here, we have access to settings for the Edge panels. Now we can basically customize what Edge panels we want to have activated on our device. So as you can see, we have a couple over here like People Edge, Apps Edge, the Weather, but we also have a couple over here like Compass, some sports scores, which would be really cool, stocks, compass, a bunch of other things over here, as well as music. So you can go ahead and download those and reorder them and to however you like them. Moving on, we're going to access some of Samsung's newest features in gaming. Now, Samsung was really big on gaming during its press event, and we're just go ahead and access this new feature called Game Launcher. So let's go ahead and access advanced features. Let's go ahead to games, and now we have two options. We have Game Launcher and Game Tools. Now I'm going to launch both of them up and turn them on and show you what each of them do. So let's turn on Game Tools and let's go. So now by turning on Game Launcher, Samsung has added an app over here that basically puts all my games into a folder. Let me go back out of here. That puts all your games into a folder. Now what this will do is it'll give you some type of customization when you're playing the game. So as you can see, we have a list of the games, and we can also add some of the games that Samsung missed when it was putting in here. Now we have an option of save power during game. Now this is a new feature Samsung's implementing where it'll actually reduce the frame rate and resolution depending on how much battery you need to save. So for example, if you're running down on battery but you still want to play a couple games, you can choose how low of a resolution you want and how low of a frame rate you want. That way you can save battery. So you have two options. You can choose a low resolution with a frame rate of 30 FPS instead compared to a resolution of normal with a frame rate of 60 FPS. And you can even go down even lower than that with an extremely low resolution with a frame rate of 30 FPS. Now we're going to see what Game Tools does for us. So let's go ahead and open up Temple Run 2. Now as you can see, there's a little red dot over here. I'm not sure if you're able to see that, but I'm dragging it right now with my finger. As you can see, it's over there. Now what Game Tools will do is it'll give you a couple of features while you're actually playing the game. So as you can see, we can run down through these features. No alerts during the game, as I said before. Lock recents and back keys. So as you can see, we can lock some of these. That way your fingers don't accidentally click on them. You can minimize the game. You can take a screenshot. And one of the biggest things that I like is the record button. So you can actually record your gameplay natively through Samsung's UI. So as you can see, we can press record. And now it'll say recording. And as we can see, we're recording now. So let's go ahead and play just for a couple of seconds. And now when we want to stop recording, we just tap on the little icon over here. It will start saving it. And then now we can actually go and view it in the gallery. So as you can see, if we pop open the gallery, now we have our gameplay over here. So this is a really cool feature. Samsung really thought about gamers, and especially people that are mobile gamers and maybe run YouTube channels or something like that. People that want to play games on their phone as well as recording their screens. Really easy. I wish they would have implemented something like this for regular day apps. So like instead of just not only games, it would be for the whole entire screen as well. So the next feature present on all Galaxy S7 devices is the new always on display. Now this will basically allow you to access quick information such as the clock and maybe your calendar as well as some notifications on your lock screen without even having to power on or turn on your phone screen. So how do we do that? Well, first we're going to unlock our phone. We're going to swipe down from the top and we're going to click this arrow that's found right here. And then now we see a little button over here that says always on display. Let's go ahead and tap that, and now we have enabled always on display. So let's go ahead and see which one it automatically puts up for us. So as you can see, when I turn off my phone, it automatically goes into an always on display. So it blocks out all the pixels that are in black. So it turns off every single pixel and it only lights up the pixels that it needs to in order to show the time and the date and the battery percentage. So that's a really cool feature, and I think Samsung said that it only wastes about 1% of battery for every hour that uses it. So that's really not that much. In like a 10-hour day, it only goes down 10%. So if it's a feature that you really like and you want to constantly hassle with pressing the power button and accessing your notifications, this is a really cool feature to implement into your phone. So the next tip that I have for you guys is themes. Now, as you guys can see, the Galaxy S7 and the Galaxy S7 Edge come with TouchWiz on them. Now, to many people, including myself, I'm not the biggest fan of TouchWiz. I think it's a little bit, I don't know, it's just not that good looking, but I love the way the stock Android feels, and sometimes I just want to feel how a different theme would be on a phone. So that's the new thing. I'm going to go down and swipe from here as well as and head over to settings. I'm going to go scroll down until I get to themes, and now it's going to take me to the Samsung theme store. This is where we can find a couple of different themes that Samsung has made as well as many other developers have made for the Galaxy S7 and Galaxy S7 Edge. So as you can see, we have a couple of recommended themes. Let's take a look at this one. As you can see, it changes around the user interface and makes it look a lot different than what it used to be. This is really cool. It allows you to change up your phone a little bit. Instead of making it look like the bland TouchWiz over here, you can make it look pretty cool. I actually have a theme over here that I used. It's Android 6.0, so it makes it look like stock Android, which is really cool. So I found this one, I downloaded it. Now I can click apply, and it's going to start applying the theme. It's going to actually change the user interface by a lot. I mean, it's not going to look like anything like TouchWiz before. So just wait for this to load up to 100%. And as you can see, it changed it, and now it looks like a lot like stock Android and Android Marshmallow. So as you can see, if we swipe down from the top, it even looks like the settings panel from over here. If we access settings, it looks almost exactly like Android Marshmallow. So themes are a really cool feature, especially if you want to spice up your home screen and your themes and stuff like that. It gives it a different look rather than just having the bland TouchWiz on there. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is private mode. Now, private mode is a new feature that's coming onto the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge, or at least I think it's new based on I haven't seen it in the Galaxy S6. But private mode will allow you to access your gallery and your files and be able to hide things from people when you give them your phones. For example, let's say I have this picture over here. And let's say this was some type of secretive picture. I didn't want people looking at it. I wanted to hide it from generally people who look at my phone. So if I just tap on the picture and I click on more, now there's a little setting bar over here that says move to private. Now if we click move to private, it's going to say turn on private mode. And we're going to click OK. We're going to use our fingerprint to verify our identity. And there we go. It moved it to private. Now when somebody looks at our phone, they're not going to be able to see it. So that's a really cool and useful feature, especially if you have people that constantly take your phone or use your phone and you don't want them looking at everything that you have in your device. Alright, so moving on to our next feature. Alright, so moving on, we're going to look at the camera. Now, I know many of you guys take a bunch of pictures. Now, the thing with taking pictures is that you may take a picture, for example, like this, and you're not so sure about how it looks like, so you have to go in and you have to go into the gallery and look at the picture and see if it turned out good or not. And Samsung just wants to make things more efficient for us. So what he did is, let's go to settings, and there's a feature here called review pictures. Now for all of us, that when you first get the phone, is going to be turned off. Now if we turn it on, whenever you take a picture, it'll actually show up in the on the screen, and it'll actually show you the picture that you just took, rather than you having to open up the gallery and seeing it. For example, let's take a picture right now. And as you can see, it's going to open up that picture right there, and we can take a quick glimpse at how that picture came out. So a really cool feature, really makes it easier than just having to go back and forth between this, taking the picture, and opening it back up again. So a really cool, useful feature. It makes it easier when trying to see if you set up the correct shot or not. Moving on, the next feature I'm going to be going over is easy mode. Now this is for people that maybe are new to Android, or maybe new to having a smartphone, if that is a thing, or maybe somebody just wants something simple. So it's called easy mode. So let's go down here in the settings and let's type in easy mode. Now easy mode will take it away from this, like, as you can see from the TouchWiz, it's kind of like cramped. There's a lot of things going around, a lot of apps everywhere. Easy mode will just take all that out and only keep all the essentials that you need. So let's go ahead and click on easy mode. And now you can set what essential applications you want: camera, email, gallery, internet, messages, phone, and calendar. And once you're done, you click done. It will now convert to easy mode, and as you can see, it made everything really big, and there's only a few applications. So let's go ahead and swipe. So as you can see, the home screen is really big. The icons that you use the most are really just have been sized up and are really easy to press now, rather than having like a bunch of icons everywhere. So you can see we have access to our essential applications. We can swipe right, and now we can add some more essential applications, and we can even click more apps, and now we can see some of our downloaded apps as well. Alright, let's keep on moving. So let's go to settings. And now Samsung has implemented a new feature called Smart Manager. It basically takes out your essential information from your phone, such as battery, your storage, your RAM levels, your RAM usage, should I say, as well as your device security. It'll put them all over here so you can see them all at the same time. As you can see, my battery's at 86%. I've used 36% of my storage, but that's without a micro SD card. And then here's my RAM usage as well. And here's the security. So now I can go ahead and clean all of them, or clean them individually. For example, storage. I can go ahead and delete unnecessary data like caches and stuff like that, and residual files, and yeah, just a bunch of useless stuff. So I can click the delete, and I can also delete unused files and apps over here to manage my storage. If I go back, I can go and access the RAM, and then also clean some of my RAM. That way it's more efficient for the phone. And as well, you can see over here device security. We have how secure the device is and what else you can do in order to make an even more secure device, such as installing Minox. And lastly, the battery. It'll give you some information about your battery usage, what apps are using the most battery, what are not, and how you can improve your battery as well. So let's go back, and we're just going to hit clean all. This will clean all the storage and clean out all the RAM and make it a much more efficient phone. As you can see, my RAM went down to 49%. My storage is still at 36%. That's because that's how much downloaded I have. There's not too many caches in this phone yet, since it's relatively new. So yeah, really cool. Smart Manager allows you to easily clean up things in your phone. Let's keep on going. Now the next feature has been present in a lot of Galaxy devices, but I'm not sure if many of you are aware of it. It's taking a screenshot. Now all of us know that you can take a screenshot by using the power button and the home button, and then that way you take a screenshot. But you can also use a hand gesture by just taking your hand, swiping over the entire screen, and as you can see, it had taken a screenshot just like that. So relatively easy. Probably sometimes it's relatively easier than using the power and the home button at the same time. Alright, so the next thing we're going to move on to is multi-window. Now many of you guys have seen this, but as you can see, we have Chrome open right now. Now let's say I wanted Chrome open with another app such as Instagram or Twitter. So what I can do is I can press this little window bar over here, and I can press this icon over here that will put Chrome all the way to the top half of the phone. Now I can go ahead and access an Instagram, and now I can view Google Chrome as well as Instagram both at the same time. Now we can also adjust the size of this window as well. Now there's a little shortcut to it. We can take from this corner and drag down like that, and now we can resize this window. That way we have a small window, and now we can still use whatever is behind our screen. So as you can see, we have Google in the front, but in the back I can just swipe around and still use the Samsung's UI. So there you go, multi-window feature for the Samsung Galaxy S7. Now the last feature I want to go over to you is power saving mode and ultra power saving mode. So let me just get rid of this quickly. So we can swipe down from the top and access settings, but we also have a little panel from this arrow that we can access, and now we have access to power saving mode as well as ultra power saving mode. Now these will both allow you to, as they say, power save, and it'll basically be able to help you save battery, especially if you're running low on battery. So power saving mode is like the minimal one. It's like it'll restrict the CPU by a little bit, it'll close down any unnecessary apps, and overall it'll lower your brightness and just help you save a little bit of battery. But the big one is the ultra power saving mode. It'll basically turn off all the colors in your display and only give you access to a certain amount of applications. So as you can see, when we're turning on ultra power, everything automatically went to black and white. And now all we get is a black and white screen with a couple of shortcuts such as phone, messages, and the internet. As you can see, we have an estimated usage time remaining of 19 hours and 44 minutes when on 84% battery life. So yeah, these should help you overall to increase your battery life. You shouldn't be seeing too much of a problem with battery life on the Galaxy S7 Edge, especially with that 3600 milliamp battery. But if you're running low, you have these features available to you. That way you can save some battery and make it through the rest of the day. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips and tricks for the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. Let me know which ones you find the most useful. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to this video. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.